Go.
Hello guys, welcome to Sports Bar. Today we are going to discuss about a game that is going to be played between Manchester City and Arsenal in Etihad Stadium, Manchester. Anyway, let me introduce to my guest today. Hello Vipul, you must be glad that football is finally back.
Yes, I'm very very happy that football is finally back after 2 or 3 months of long break. It was a long time without football, without no football, nothing and all. So I'm finally happy that I will be able to see football on my TV screen at least. I will not be able to go to a stadium or watch it with friends or not, but I'm happy to see it in my home at the comfort of my house on a television set.
Right, we are all finally happy that football is back. And let me jump straight to the game. Very important lineups. What do you think would be the lineups of both the teams?
I think so. Before pre-lockdown, Arsenal played a 4-2-3-1, and I don't think that there might be changes to that system, the way Arteta played. So I think the 4-2-3-1 would be their go-to for Arsenal. But I would say that the players like Bellerin or Tierney, who were not featured before the lockdown, they might play again because they were injured and all. Now they are back into the team squad and fully training with the squad. So I think that Tierney, the back four would consist of Tierney. Then you would have Luis alongside him would be Socrates, and Bellerin would play at the right back. Then in the midfield, you know that two in the midfield, that two would be Granit Xhaka and Denis Ceballos. Those two would be key players if Arsenal has had to put some sort of an attack or sort of defense, sort of trouble City's defense, then those two would have to play in cohesion and they have to find way to move their team forward, carry the team forward. Then the front four would usually be of the one which was talked about a lot, which was talked a lot before the start of the season between Ozil, Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Pepe. Pepe was their record signing after 72 million pounds, but who has not been that much of an effect on the team. But now after Arteta has joined in, he is slightly growing in his stature and might be next season the he might be the Pepe we all knew who played in the French league. Then for City, I think that City would play a 4-3-3 with the center stadium. I think so. Fernandinho should return back to his stadium spot. In the back, I see Benjamin Mendy, who's had his injury problem, but now he has time to set who's rest and all. So Benjamin Mendy would play at left back. Then Laporte, who also was injured since for most of the season, will also come back and play alongside. I think so. Otamendi will start alongside him. And then at the right back, I see two options going for City. That is one is Joao Cancelo and other is Kyle Walker. But I do think that Pepe would play Kyle Walker ahead of Joe Cancelo. Then again, as I said previously, Fernandinho would return to his normal sitting position. Then alongside him, I think so. De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva would play in the midfield,
Mhm.
and the front three, I would say Aguero playing as striker. Sterling would play as right left wing, and at the right wing, I would be interested to see if Sane plays or not. If Sane doesn't play, then Mahrez will play instead of him.
Hmm. Like we all know, let me state something very obvious. Manchester City would start as clear favorites, but do you think Arsenal has a small chance of causing an upset? I'd call it an upset because Manchester City is doing really well and Arsenal not that well at number 9. So do you think Arsenal can cause an upset?
We all know what sort of a season Arsenal has had before the 2-3 seasons. They were not among the title favorites or even in top four also of the Premier League table. They have been slightly falling down. So I think so that calling it as an upset would be a good thing. I think so. Calling it as an upset would be a good thing and all. But I think that Arsenal have a slight bit of chance if they play according to they should, I think so, watch the gameplay of Manchester United versus City or Wolves versus City. How both of the team managed to suffocate them at the front, means not giving them any chances to attack and go threaten themselves, and then slowly and slightly countering them very efficiently countering them and winning the game. Obviously, we all know Manchester United and Wolves did a double over Manchester City. I think that if they follow that sort of same game plan, trying to suck them forward, trying to force them to attack, and then hitting them on a counter break. I think so. That is where Arsenal would be decisive. If they are successfully in doing that, then I think so Arsenal would pretty much upset Manchester City.
Right, right. We all know that Kevin De Bruyne is the most important player for Manchester City, but we'll keep him aside as of now. So, other than him, who are the players to watch out for both the teams?
I think so for City it would be Aguero, and he has a good record against traditional big six sides like Arsenal, United, and all. So
Hmm.
I think so Aguero would be a key important person in this picture. Other than Aguero for City, I think so. I would love to see Sane back in action because we all know he was injured in August in that Community Shield final against Liverpool, and then he was out for at least 8 to 10 months because of his ligament injury. And now it would be interesting to see how he comes back. And there have been a lot of talks of him moving over to Bayern. So it will if he wants to move to Bayern, then this would be his audition for that sort of a role, audition for that. Then for
Hmm.
Arsenal obviously, if you are talking about Arsenal, then you should talk about how important Aubameyang has been for Arsenal. How he has been carrying the whole Arsenal squad along with him. Because of him, Arsenal are somewhat in a good situation to qualify for at least the Europa League next season. Other than Aubameyang, I would love to see Lacazette back in action because he was going in some sort of a gold route before the lockdown. He did not have much. He did not have much to contribute to Arsenal, like he did in last season. So Lacazette would be an important player I would love to see and get among those goals.
And also, let us talk about the most important player of this fixture, Kevin De Bruyne. How hard would it be for Arsenal to deal with him?
Kevin De Bruyne has always been hard to play, regardless of any opposition. Kevin De Bruyne has been very efficient player for Manchester, very crucial player for Manchester City.
Difficult to deal with, right? Right.
Very difficult to deal with. He means he can find his opposition
Also,
anywhere he
also
can
let
want.
let me quote a, also let me quote a stat. Also, let me quote a stat. He's got 8 goals and 16 assists. That is 24 goal contribution in 26 matches. That is, he's contributing in almost every game.
Yes, that's why I said regardless of any opposition, he's a key player. He's a key crucial member of this Pep's Manchester City squad. And for able to stop him, I think so Arsenal should try to man mark him if possible. Man marking him just like they did what they did to Jorginho last season when they defeated Chelsea 2-0. It was because Ramsey was closer to Jorginho and a lot of Chelsea's play went to Jorginho last season and sort of Ramsey man marking him sort of disturbed that Chelsea's game. So I think so. Someone like Shaka or Sheba should man mark him at least stick around him so that they might disturb some of the game of Kevin De Bruyne and disturb Manchester City's game alongside as well. But still, disturbing his game would not do that much of an effect to Manchester City because other than De Bruyne, they have a lot of other players who can turn the tide of this game. But I think so. Stopping De Bruyne is one of the most important things that Arsenal should do. And other than man marking him, they could also try to cover all the passing lanes for which he can receive the ball. And as the less amount of ball that De Bruyne gets, the more you are able to stop Manchester City's attacks and stop them moving forward.
Kevin De Bruyne is going to be crucial for Manchester City, yes, but also another thing crucial for both the teams is that their defense. And defense has let Arsenal down in this season. So, what do you think of their defense? Also, let me know about Manchester City's defense.
Arsenal defense has been very poor given the last 3 4 seasons. They have been
What
conceding
would you
goals.
rate them? What would you rate them?
I would rate them pretty it's, low average, below average. I would rate them below average because they have been conceding goals which they should not concede even in the first of it. They make mistakes. They try to play the football. Under Unai Emery, they try to play football from the back, but it was easily countered by the opposition, and they just got the ball in. The opposition used to win ball even in their own defense, or even in their own D. So that was below average defense, and not only they make defensive mistake, they try to play back, they try to play from back, try to pass around them, and during that they make one or two bad decisions, bad passes, and which led them to opposition obviously scoring into goal. So I think so. Arteta has come in, he has put a well organized plan in the defense, but still they are below average if you can say, and they have to work hard to improve their defensive record. Then and for City, City's defense was good if you see their previous two seasons. They had Vincent Company, someone who sort of had a leadership quality. Someone who was leader in that group, just like Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool and Ramos for Real Madrid. He was sort of a leader in that group. So so the players exactly follow him, what he wants to do, what they want to do, he knew that how to stop the opposition. So after Company's absence, I have seen that Manchester City defense have gone sort of they are making mistake behind just like Arsenal did. Not as much as Arsenal did, but just like Arsenal did in the defense,
Mhm.
and they consistently goes through that, and it is the reason why they are 25 points below Liverpool in the second place. So I think so Laporte's inclusion might be a good thing for Manchester City, given that they have to
Okay.
play Champions League football in 1.5 months.
And what would you predict about this game? Would City be clear favorites? Yes, but how many goals do you think they will score?
I think so. The City would win it quite comfortably 3-1. I think so for some period of time, 20 minutes. I think so. Arsenal would provide a challenge to them. We can see a back and forth game going on between both the teams. But as we already know that Arsenal play a good football for the first 15 to 20 minutes, then after that the players get tired, they get fatigued and all, and they are not able to implement the system which the manager wants. So I think so after 20 minutes we can see that Manchester City is trying to slowly and steadily getting more of the position, more of the ball, and trying to attack Arsenal as much as possible. But I think so. There would be some time in the middle that we would see a back and forth game where Arsenal would just attack as much as City does. But I do think that for if we consider the whole 90 minutes, I think that Manchester City would win this comfortably, and I see the outcome as 3-1 to City.
Okay, so you predict 3-1 for Manchester City. So that's all, folks, we have for today's video. I hope you liked it. Do let us know in the comments what do you think about this game. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also listen to the audio on Spotify and various music podcast applications. Thank you.